Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Learning How to Digital Paint with me, using a small Wacom tablet. I start every piece with a sketch. There are many ways to do it. You can either sketch directly on Photoshop, or sometimes I just sketch on my sketchbook, scan it, and then bring it over to Photoshop. Once I'm done touching up and finishing the sketch on Photoshop, I go into the next stage, which is color blocking. I always use medium tones of the desired color scheme that I'm going for. This makes it easier to do the shadows and highlights in the next stage. Once I'm sort of okay with how everything looks like, I will go in with the details. So because rocks have a lot of different surfaces, sometimes there's more than one medium tone that is used. It's also important to decide on the lighting direction so that you know where to place your shadows and where to place your highlights. Once those look okay, you can start adding more details with shadows and highlights using texture brushes. So right now I'm painting one red large pipe. So when there's duplicates of the object that you're gonna paint, it's better to just paint one and then just copy paste it onto the others. I started to use different texture brushes for the background and then started to do some textures for the rocks. So when I paint my rocks, I like to go over some cracks and some of the outlines with a very dark color. It gives it a lot more depth and dimension. Once I was sort of happy with that, I started to work on the other things like the ambience. So that includes painting the sky, the waterfall effect. I also added some texture to the ground to make it look more realistic. After deciding that the red pipes should pop out more, I decided to add a little more mist and fog in the background. Overall, I started to add more contrast in different places. What I did is just went over with different texture brushes using a darker color, and once I'm happy with that, I decided to add a character in the mist. I usually take a reference from Google or Pinterest so I can refer to the pose and color. But this time I decided to freehand it because the character is in the mist and won't be very clear. Once I'm happy with the character, it doesn't have to go into so many details, but we just need the core shadow or silhouette. I decided to add a foreground. I used the pipe layer that I drew just now. I decided to then add some weeds growing from the ground. And as a final touch, I added some dust particles flying about. Just make sure you use Gaussian blur to blur it and play around with the Photoshop blending modes to get the different effect that you want. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Subscribe for more. See you in the next video. And if you're interested in buying my art prints, just visit my imprint shop at Brit Artsy.